Hello again. This time I'm going to read something that you guys were asking for in class. I'm reading from Bad Pets, Hall of Shame, and I think you'll find these very fun and very amusing. So we are going to begin. Here's the introduction from the authors. Oh, the shame of it all. The animal kingdom teems with pets and wild beasts whose outrageous, ridiculous, or mortifying actions have brought embarrassment to all creatures, big and small. These wacky troublemakers deserve the ultimate notoriety as members of the Bad Pets Hall of Shame. There is no actual museum or building dedicated to animal absurdity. If there were, it might stretch several blocks to accommodate all the awards and memorabilia for the goofs and gaffes, bloopers and blunders that dogs, cats, and other animals have committed over the years. This book attempts to honor a recent sampling of the wackiest, head-scratchingest, yes, that's a made-up word, so don't use it in your next book report, scatterbrained moments perpetuated by pets. The selection process for which animals were lucky enough, or unlucky enough, depending on your point of view, to be inducted into the hall involved certain standards. For each incident up for consideration, the author asked such questions as, is it true? Will it make the reader laugh? And is it so outlandish or silly that the reader will shake his or her head in disbelief? If the answer was yes to all these questions, then the shameful moment had an excellent chance of making the cut. Among the two-legged, four-legged, finned, and winged creatures inducted into the Bad Pets Hall of Shame are the delinquent doggy duo who went for a joyride on their own in a pickup truck and crashed into a riverbank, the wacky pet kangaroo who stole women's underwear off clotheslines, the impish kitten who turned on the water faucet full blast and flooded an entire animal shelter, the hungry bear who broke into a bakery and devoured 24 fresh pies, and then grabbed 2 more for takeout, and the pair of pet llamas who sparked a wild chase, shown live on national television, involving cops, lasso-twirling citizens, and pursuers in golf carts. With this book, animals now have a place to claim some fame from their shame. And I hope, in light of all the seriousness going on, that this will provide a little bit of laughter and fun. First chapter, The Sly as a Fox Awards. For brazenly stealing humans' possessions, the Bad Pets Hall of Shame inducts the following: Peppy, a Chihuahua, and Sadie, a Yorkshire Terrier. Peppy and Sadie teamed up to steal a car and go for a joyride. It didn't end well. They crashed the vehicle into a Walmart. Their canine car caper made national news. Say that fast 3 times. It all unfolded one summer day in 2016 when their owner, Fatima Rowe, took them for a ride to the store in Wayne, West Virginia. Because she had only a few things to buy and it was hot outside, she left the dogs in her older model Ford Crown Victoria with the windows up, engine running, and air conditioning on to keep them cool. Little did she suspect her pets would turn into doggy delinquents. While she was in Walmart, Peppy and Sadie did what they always did when they were alone: have fun. On this occasion, having fun meant stealing the car. Apparently, Peppy, who Rowe described as the more rowdy of the 2 dogs, bounced around the front seat until the gear selector on the side of the steering column was knocked out of park and into neutral. The car began rolling forward on the slightly sloped parking lot. Then, according to witnesses, Sadie took over. She jumped over to the driver's seat, and while standing on her hind legs, placed her paws on the steering wheel. Peppy was now running shotgun. Walmart security cameras caught the dog's free ride, showing Sadie turning the car slightly to the left as the vehicle headed toward the store. A witness told WSAZ-TV of Huntington, West Virginia, that she was standing in front of the store when she noticed a car start moving from its parking space. Because the car was slowly rolling straight toward her, she knew the driver was someone she knew who was teasing her. That is, until she had a good look at the driver and saw it wasn't a person, but a dog. It was Sadie. The woman stepped out of the way in time and then watched in disbelief as the car gently crashed into the front of the store. Acting like a typical car thief when a joyride ends, Peppy decided to hightail it out of there. He pressed a button on the passenger side armrest that lowered the power window. Then he jumped out of the car, leaving his accomplice to take the rap. A Walmart employee paid shoppers and asked that the owner of a Crown Victoria come to the front of the store. When Rowe identified herself, the employee explained what had happened. I couldn't believe Peppy and Sadie had done it, she told the news channel. A bystander told Roe Sadie was driving the car. Recalled Roe, I thought, she can't drive. Besides, the only license Sadie has is a dog tag. Fortunately, Roe was able to retrieve Peppy. Because there was hardly any damage to the car or the building, no charges were filed by the officer who responded to the scene. After WSAZ aired the story and posted it on Facebook, the station received dozens of comments from viewers. One person said Sadie had to be texting while driving. Another wrote, she was just having a rough day. Get it? R-U-F-F. There's another little story that goes along with this one. This is Roscoe, the yellow Labrador Retriever, and Luna, the Border Collie, who were also thieves. Roscoe and Luna wound up in the doghouse after carjacking their owner's pickup, going on a wild ride for several blocks, and then crashing the vehicle into a riverbank. In 2014, the partners in crime were left inside their owner's truck, which was parked on a hill near downtown Tulsa, Oklahoma. After about 15 minutes, they somehow put the gear selector into neutral. They were ready to roll. When Roscoe and Luna were behind the wheel, the vehicle careened down the street for 3 blocks during rush hour. It zoomed across busy 4-lane Riverside Drive without colliding into startled motorists, and then barreled across a popular path where runners and pedestrians scattered out of the way. The ride came to an abrupt end when the truck slammed into the bank of the Arkansas River, proving Roscoe and Luna weren't good drivers. Heck, the dogs couldn't even parallel bark. I got around to the front of the house where the truck was, and it's like, not there, said the dog's owner, Scott, who declined to give his last name. He told the news channel, I was like, did it get towed? And I just thought, no, it didn't. He soon learned it was much worse than that, thanks to his 2 pets. 2 boys on skateboards saw the vehicle leave in front of the residence, and they did try to catch up with it with no luck, Tulsa firefighters said. After giving up the chase, the boys watched the dogs in the pickup narrowly avoid traffic and joggers before crashing into the riverbank. 4 witnesses called police to report the runaway truck, which had gathered pretty good speed, down the hill to the river. Tulsa Police Department spokeswoman told reporters, when the fire department arrived, they were looking around for the driver, but no one was in the front but the dogs, she said. Roscoe and Luna were unharmed. After all, their muscles were made of steel, S-T-E-A-L. The truck, however, sustained extensive damage. The crash also tied up traffic for 3 hours. Police declined to issue the dogs a ticket for reckless driving, but it was still a bone of contention for Scott, who lamented, it was an expensive joyride. Honorable mention goes to a yellow Labrador Retriever. In 2016, this dog drove off in a semi-trailer that was pulling a full load. The dog apparently wasn't. The truck traveled about 100 yards before crashing into a tree and a parked car. The canine was a travel companion of a long-distance trucker who had stopped at a Quick Trip in Mankato, Minnesota. The driver had left the cab with the engine running to go into the store. The lab then hopped into the driver's seat, accidentally knocking the gear shift, so the semi began to move forward. The truck traveled through the parking lot, crossed a street, and jumped a curb. With the dog still behind the wheel, the semi toppled a small tree and struck a car parked a few feet away. The lab was not hurt. The Mankato Free Press published a photo of the dog leaning out of the driver's side window, surveying the damage. The canine, no doubt, got the freight of his life. Get it? Freight in a semi-truck. So that's today's little fun event with some dog thieves stealing cars and vehicles. And tune in tomorrow for some more fun. See you later.